Hey, I want to talk to you today about some of the biggest mistakes that I see founders make when it comes to growing their personal brand on LinkedIn. And I'm going to talk you through exactly what I've put in place for myself in my business that's resulted in me spending less than 30 minutes a day on the platform. And this is a far cry from where I was a couple of years ago when I realised one day that I was spending over 5 hours a day every day on the platform. And it just wasn't sustainable. That was on top of me delivering my services to clients. It was an absolute nightmare. So many people that come to me have been in business for a few years. They've climbed the ladder, they've earned their stripes, they're successful in their own right, but they want to grow online and mainly LinkedIn. And they want to do this because they don't want to rely on referrals and word of mouth and networking anymore. And they really want to be speaking to more of the right clients online and find a way to actually reach more people. And there's some key things that they do that just isn't working. And I'm going to talk through exactly what they are. So if you have come from a corporate background, then you're used to LinkedIn being very much like a CV, where you speak about your accolades and what you've achieved, and it's very much about you. Now, when it comes to actually marketing your personal brand online as a service provider, you need to reverse engineer it because it actually needs to be about your clients. And the reason for this is because you want to stop the scroll. Now, if you're anything like my kids and they're on their phones and they're looking at YouTube shorts, they're like, scroll. Now, that is exactly what we're like now when we're on social media and we're looking at things. And so we need to find something to break the pattern. And we do that by speaking directly to our target audience. So when I look at when my clients sign up, I'll take a look at their social profiles and I'll do an audit on where they're at right now and the things that we can put in place to change. So this is exactly what I go through. So the first thing I look at is, do you have a banner at the top? So when someone lands on your LinkedIn profile, do you have a banner at the top of the page? Now, a lot of people either have a lifestyle image on there, they may have a logo on there, they might speak to their services and what they offer, but there's never a call to action. There's never a take this next step. And the key thing about your profile is your banner at the top is prime real estate. It's the very first thing that people look at. So if you're not utilizing that banner, you're really missing a trick. So the very first thing is have a banner, speak to your dream client in the banner and make it very clear what you do and for whom, with a call to action to go to the next step that you want them to take in their journey with you. The next part is the bio. Similar to the headline, a lot of people in here will just say what their job title is. So business coach or business coach, world speaker, etc., right? You get my point. Again, it means nothing because so many people now are active on the platform that you really need to speak to exactly what it is that you do, again, so that you cut through the noise and people know exactly what you can do for them. The other thing that people miss a trick on is there's the ability to have a link in your profile. And a lot of people don't have a link there, they don't use it. And if they do use it, it's often to visit my website. Now, if you visit your website, you click on there, it goes to a website, and it's like someone's lost in no man's land. You're not showing them where to go or what to do or what the next step is. You're relying on them to have a scroll through and have a look. And unfortunately, people just don't have the time these days. And so we leave too much to chance. So you want to make it really clear. Now, I've recently updated my link. And the reason why I've done this is because I want to build trust with my audience as quickly as possible. And so when someone clicks on my link, it goes through to a landing page. There's a 20-minute video on there taking people through my boundless blueprint and exactly how I've grown my business online to 5-figure months in 20 hours a week, and the 3 key mechanisms that I use to enable me to do this. Now, the next step, and there's another link to click through, is work with me. And on that link, it takes them through to another landing page, which has a detailed breakdown of my offer to them and the opportunity to get started for $10. So I've lowered all barriers to entry essentially. And again, it's because I want to build trust with my audience. I want to make it very clear what I can do to help them right from the offset. And the offer is there with a very clear, come in to my community, come into my program, and you can start for $10 for the first week. And I get that I could be leaving myself wide open for this, right? Someone could just come in and say, right, I'm just going to take all of her stuff. Look, that's fine. The reality is information is 10 a penny online out there right now. And what you don't get is the personalised support from me, you know? So if people want that, then they'll stay and I can help them. And this is why I have clients stay with me for a really long time, because I'm able to help them through each of the templates, the resources, the tools, and I work with them each week, either in a group or individually, totally up to them what journey they decide to go on. But I just make it easy for people to get started. And this is one of the things that I'm encouraging other people to do too, because there's so many barriers to entry right now. And I'm not really sure it's necessary. And so I'm still testing this new way right now. The video's working really well for me. I'm getting a lot of positive feedback from that. I'm getting a lot of inquiries as a result of the videos, so that's fantastic. And those offers can change as well. You don't have to have a $10 offer to get started. You could have a lead magnet, you could have a book a call, you could have anything you want there. My point is that people are underutilizing the link and they're not clearly directing their audience where to go to next. They're the key things from a profile perspective. The other thing that people are making a mistake on is they're thinking that if they post once a month or once every other week, that is being consistent. Unfortunately, it's not. You want to be driving people to your landing page. So a way that you can do this is through your posts. Sorry, your landing page, your profile. So the way that you can do this is through your posts. So if you are regularly posting content, and I would encourage you to post at least 3 times a week in the feed. And as part of that, to speak about what it is that you do, how you can help, but it's not done in a salesy, pushy way. It's merely talking about what you're doing in your business, the things that you're working on, client results, things that are going on in your life right now. And again, this is where people are going wrong, because they're relying so much on ChatGPT these days and other AI tools that all personality is being sucked out and lost. So the more you that you can be in your content and the more you that you can share, the more cut through that you're actually going to get and connect with your dream clients. Because we are emotional beings at the end of the day. And I'm not saying that AI can't help you. Absolutely it can. I use it every single day. But all I'm saying is rather than allow AI to generate the posts and the content for you kind of on their own and doing a copy and paste, is to really allow people to come into your world, and through your content and through sharing what your world is like, you're going to be able to build up an audience of fans quicker and deeper. Now, again, a lot of people will use generic content. They'll use stock graphics and quotes and all these things. It just doesn't, those things just don't cut through the noise. Your personality and your uniqueness will be the thing that will stick with people beyond anything else. Again, build up what your world looks like. Now, I have a very clear way of doing this with clients, and it's the first thing that we do, which is get really clear on exactly what your unique genius is, what your unique method is, what your unique mechanisms are, because when you can speak about them, you become this advertising campaign for yourself. And again, it's done naturally and nicely. It's not done in a horrible, icky or awkward way at all. So that's content. The number one mistake that people make is they also think that content will be the thing that drives people into their business or pulls people into their business. It is, but if you're relying on inbound content alone, it can take you a really long time. Because if you're anything like me, I'm not a natural copywriter. ChatGPT will only get you so far. So the thing that I started doing, and this was when I was realizing that I was spending hours a day on the platform, was I installed a very simple system that connected me with my ideal clients every single day without me doing a great deal other than setting the system up. And then the moment that someone connects with me, I take over the conversation. And when you can do this, you will cut down hours and hours of your time. And what this also does, it enables you to start having conversations with people. Now, this was the thing that I wasn't doing. I really wasn't doing very well. When I installed this system, everything started to change. And every day I knew that I was going to be having new conversations, new opportunities to actually start speaking to people. And again, this is not something that happens overnight. This is something that you need to embed and get used to and stay on top of. But it really doesn't need to take more than 30 minutes a day to manage LinkedIn. So once you have your profile all set up and you've got the right things in place and you've got the right links for people to click on, once you get into a rhythm of posting content, so I post 5 days a week, you don't need to post as regularly as me, but I like writing, so it's just part of my day-to-day, and I've been doing it for so long now. But as a bare minimum, I'd say to post 3 times a week. And then when you have that with a system that actually connects you with your dream clients, and you start to build a network and an audience of the right people in your world, when you have all of these things in place, this is when LinkedIn will really start to gain momentum for you. So I hope that this has been useful to you. If you are interested in seeing how my business model operates, how I've managed to grow my personal brand on social media, especially on LinkedIn, then please just click the link and it will take, click the link in the comments and it will take you through to the video and you can have a look through. And that's it from me for this week, and I will see you next week. Adios.